Hello, this is Pastor Jim MacInnes. On to this very special day, Maundy. This is the Thursday, the night when Jesus had the Last Supper. And we celebrate that today, remembering this wonderful weekend that God sent His Son that we might experience life. Now, I want to give you some trivia into a psalm that's important for this day. You know, when we read our Bible, we look at our Bible, we say, okay, John 3:16, we know where to go. John chapter 3, verse 16. But the first 1,000 years, the church did not have that kind of a uniformed way to divide it. And so in the year 1227, the eventual Archbishop of Canterbury, Stephen Langdon, he went and divided the Bible into chapters and verses. And in this division, we have some interesting things that happen. For example, what is the shortest chapter in the Bible? That's Psalms 117. What is the longest chapter in the Bible? That is Psalms 119. Now here we go. Interesting. What is the center chapter of the Bible? The center chapter of the Bible is Psalms 118. And what makes it so amazing is the significance for this day. But it's also had significance for people who love God all through the centuries. Martin Luther was one. He claimed it as his own personal psalm. He wrote, "This is my psalm, my chosen psalm. It has saved me from many a pressing danger, from which neither emperor, nor king, nor sages, nor saints could have saved me. It is my friend, dearer to me than all the honors and powers of the earth. But it may be objected that this psalm is common to all, but no one has a right to call it his own. Yes, but Christ is also common to all, yet Christ is mine." What he's saying is, like, God made this psalm just for me, but he also acknowledged, like Christ, he died just for me, but obviously he died for us all as well. And many saints have grabbed this chapter as important. For this day, we remember this because when Jesus had finished his supper, according to Matthew 26, verse 30, they sang a psalm. Now, Judas had already gone out, and they sang. What psalm did they sing? According to rabbis and Bible scholars, the psalm that Jesus sang on that night was this very psalm, 118, which brings great significance to us because it's a special psalm. Actually, it's a messianic psalm, and it's full of wonderful, brimming with wonderful words. But I'm going to give you one verse especially for you today, especially for those of you going through these hard times with the virus and no jobs and all these things. You know, in our church, we have many of you that have gone through times of like work is missing. We have one in the church that we know so far that has been in the hospital with this virus, and his father has been. And we have many of you that are suffering and having trouble. Let this word be a comfort. Now let's go back to some interesting statistics. If we take Psalms 118, there's 594 chapters before, as I said, 594 after. That adds up to 1,188. 1188. Now, isn't it interesting that the center verse, now we said the center chapter, what is the middle verse in the Bible? It is Psalms 118. The same as the amount of chapters in the Bible. Psalms 118, verse 8. What a coincidence. And if you want to know what the center plan of God is for you at this time, what is the center plan for God for all of us, or the center of God's will, let's read it. This is what Jesus sang. And remember that he had sang it when he had already been betrayed, or Judas was on his way to betray Christ. This is what the verse says. "It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence into man." The CEV says, "It's better to trust the Lord for protection than to trust anyone else." You know, it's better to trust the Lord than to put trust in man. My word for you today is, no matter what you're going through, it's better to trust God. We trust in him. He's our refuge. He'll never disappoint you. And Jesus, he sang that even as he went out, because he knew that his disciples would betray him in different ways. He especially, not to the extent of Judas, of course, but there was Peter. We know what he went through. We know that the things that happened. Jesus did not trust in man. He did not to save him. He did not trust Pilate. He trusted his Father. And he knew that his Father would not leave him in the grave. And so I want to say to you today, trust in God. Trust in him, and you will never be disappointed. This is Pastor Jim MacInnes from Fisherman's Net Church in Venice, Florida. Be encouraged.